Today, Carmela, we are going to talk about the sweet little one.
Oh, the baby one?
No, I'm not actually talking about a baby. I'm talking about the red wine from Italy called Dolcetto that is not actually sweet.
Oh, interesting.
Well, that's right. So we're heading out on another Italian wine adventure to learn more about Dolcetto.
Woohoo!
Hello, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast. I'm Joe, your sommelier of reasonably priced wine, and this is my wife and my wine pairing partner in crime, Carmela.
Hi there.
And we are the Wine Pair.
Yeah.
Like a game show host.
Why were you,
Anyway,
I know, I was going to say that when you start laughing every time you're introducing me.
I don't know.
You're like, yeah, and then.
Here we go. So if you are new to the podcast, here's a quick orientation. Each week we explore a different wine varietal or blend like Pinot Noir or Bordeaux or Dolcetto and dive into what makes it unique and special and worth learning about. And our goal is to help you expand your wine knowledge in a fun way that normal people can understand. That's normal, like us.
We're normal, but we wouldn't say average.
That's right. And then we also taste and review 2 to 3 wines under $20 each. And then we share our scores and our recommendations with you to help you find great wines without breaking the bank.
Perfect.
Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us. And we are proud to say that Decanter Magazine calls us fun, irreverent,
Chatty.
and entertaining.
Nice.
All right, so we are back, Carmela, with one of our Italian wine adventures.
Yes.
Where we take a virtual trip to Italy.
Oh, shoot. But that's okay.
I know,
That's
I know.
okay. You got to
Better than-
imagine first.
And it's better than nothing, right? Better
Wow.
than being in your basement sitting in front of a couple of microphones.
True.
You know, so there you go. And
wow.
yeah.
If you only could see us now, you'd be so envious.
So envious. That's right. So we're going to take this virtual trip to Italy to learn more about this. What we do is we learn more about Italian wines, especially ones that may fly under the radar, and don't throw the wines to find out if they fly. They do. And
that could be bad.
that could be very dangerous. And this week we are going back to the Piedmont area of Northwest Italy to learn about and taste and review, again, the red wine called Dolcetto.
Oh, I love that. Dolcetto.
Dolcetto.
So
and
cute.
yeah, and this is our 12th Italian wine adventure, Carmela.
Ah.
And it seems that these episodes on Italian wines are kind of popular,
Yeah,
at least
and
in the
we
old
haven't
Google
been
machine.
to Italy once.
Not during the
Not
during the
during
podcast.
the 12
Not
that
during-
we have done.
No, not one.
That's
but
okay.
Next year we're going. Next year we're
Woo!
going.
Okay.
Now, most of you probably know, if you've been listening to us, that the big wines from Piedmont are the reds Barolo and Barbaresco made from the Nebbiolo grape. But the third significant red wine grape from Piedmont is, you guessed it,
Dolcetto.
you got it.
Hey,
Now,
does my dad know about the Dolcetto?
he does. And well, we're going to actually talk about your dad in a little bit here, but
Yay.
so we'll get there. But we'll talk a little bit more about Dolcetto and your dad and what exactly the wine is in a minute. But first I want to talk a little bit about the wine growing area of Piedmont, or as the Italians say, Piemonte. Okay. Piedmont, despite its very big reputation, like my big reputation, at least for wine nerds, it's the 7th largest wine producing area in Italy. But what may surprise you a little bit is that even though Piedmont only makes about 5% of all the wines in Italy, 18% of the wine that Italy exports comes from Piedmont. So
Okay.
Piedmont overproduces exports versus how much it actually makes in Italy.
Okay.
Now, Piedmont is not the typical terrain most people think about when they think about Italy.
Well, it's the northern part of Italy.
That's right. I think most people think of warm weather areas when they think of Italy. They think of like subtropical areas like, in the White Lotus in Sicily.
Ooh, right.
But Piedmont is actually surrounded by mountains on 3 sides. It has the Alps against the north and the west area and the Apennines in the south. And you may not remember this, but Italy actually hosted the Winter Olympics in 2006, and they're going to do it again in 2026. And in 2006, the host city was Torino or Turin, and that's in Piedmont.
Okay. And that is very north.
It's very north. It's very... So
Would you say northwest is Piedmont?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes. I don't
Oh
really
my
know
God, did I stump you?
No, I don't know my directions very well. My
a little
cardinal
bit
directions.
directionally challenged here.
For sure. So why does it matter, Carmela, that Piedmont is surrounded by mountains? Why does that matter?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Why would it, for wine growing, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
If it's surrounded by mountains, I'm not really sure how that helps,
Well,
actually.
what it does is the high altitude and the cool temperatures help to temper the heat. so it doesn't get too hot.
Oh, but we like heat sometimes.
Yeah,
for particular types of grapes, I guess you don't want the heat.
Well, for these grapes, it works really well. And so they get warm days and then they get cool nights or evenings or whatever. And so that's good for growing grapes.
A little bit of a break.
That's right. Now, there are lots of different well-known wines made in the Piedmont area. I'm just going to give everybody out there a little bit of information about wines you can find in the Piedmont area.
Okay.
So again, the biggest names are an Italian wine, at least from a quality and cost standpoint in this area, are Barolo and Barbaresco. But they also make Nebbiolo, which is the grape in Barolo and Barbaresco, and there's a plain wine called Nebbiolo. There's a wine called Barbera, which is the most planted grape in Piedmont, and it's most often found in stores as either Barbera d'Asti or Barbera d'Alba, depending where it's from. Moscato d'Asti is another famous wine from Piedmont. It's a white wine that's known to be sweet. There's Asti Spumante, which is the sweet sparkling wine that comes from Piedmont.
Right.
And one of our favorite white wines is called Gavi or Gavi di Gavi from Piedmont. And there's another wine that we're going to have to do an episode on coming up, a white wine called Arnies. And then there's another fairly well-known wine from the region that's a sparkling red wine.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, it's called...
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, well, I think it depends. Sometimes it can be kind of sweet, and sometimes it can be a little bit bitter and dry. But it's called Bracchetto. We've actually had Bracchetto before.
Well, the sparkling reds they just seem sort of like special.
They do when they're red. I mean, like we're not talking about a rosé or a light. We're talking about a red wine that is sparkling. So kind of fun. But of course, there's also Dolcetto, which again is known as Little Sweet One.
I mean, come on. I love that. Who are we going to call Dolcetto now?
Me. I'm Dolcetto. I'm the sweet one in the relationship.
Sweet little one?
Well, just sweet one. I'm
Sweet
Dolce.
one, and
I'm not
little?
Dolcetto.
So I'm little.
Yeah,
and you're sweet.
just exactly.
Wow. Okay.
Now Dolcetto is often compared to Gamay, which is the grape in Beaujolais from the Burgundy area.
Right.
Now, there are lots of other wines and wine grapes from Piedmont, but those are the ones that most people will be at least aware of, even if they've probably heard of them or they've seen them, even if they haven't tried them. But we think these are the wines in Piedmont that you probably should know. So there you go.
Okay.
So that's a quick little intro into Piedmont wine, and you can find some links to articles that we use to research this episode. If you go to our website and you look for this episode and you click on the show notes, did you know we have show notes, Carmela?
Wait, we have show notes?
That's right.
Oh my God.
But what we really need to do now is we need to start learning about Dolcetto.
Okay. Bring it on, buddy.
Yeah, and then we have 3 Dolcetto wines to taste and review.
This is like a party Friday night for us.
It's going to be a workout, a little bit of a workout.
You know what? I don't know if I can manage after just doing 2.
I know. We've started doing 2 wines, but this is like, we got 3
this
to
must be a special, sweet little one.
Well, I guess so. I think it's because I bought 3, and so we're just going to do it.
Okay.
Anyway, but first...
You got to do our shameless plug.
That's right. So we want to thank you for listening to us and supporting our show. And if you haven't had the chance to do so yet, now would be the perfect time to subscribe to the podcast as a free way to support us. And then another great way to support the show for free is to leave a nice rating and review. And you can do that on our website, or you can do that on Apple Podcasts, or you can do that on Spotify or other podcast service. You can do it in lots of places. You can also follow us and see pictures of the wines that we're tasting and trying and weird AI pictures on Instagram at the Wine Pair Podcast. And you can contact us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com, and sign up for our fabulous email newsletter there.
It is fabulous.
With recipes and pictures. And do you want to see pictures of us? Do you want to see pictures of us?
What do you mean pictures of us?
Well, in the last newsletter, there are pictures of us.
Oh,
so if you didn't get it and you're wondering what do these idiots look like, just ask me if you didn't. First of all, sign up for the newsletter.
I get it. That's why they do a podcast.
Yeah, instead of a TV show. Yeah. Now we know why.
You know why they're on more like radio faces.
It's very clear. It's very clear that I have a face for radio. That's right. Now, Carmela doesn't, but that's okay because I don't want my face on the radio. What? I don't know. Anyway.
That's confusing.
That's right. But if you sign up for our newsletter, if you missed the newsletter, send me a note at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com and I'll send you the latest newsletter. And we want to hear from you. And we want to hear things that you want us to talk about, or things
about your weekend.
We want to know how you're doing.
Yeah,
how are you doing?
Update.
That's right.
How are you? Let's take a moment to ask.
How are you doing?
How are you feeling today?
Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth.
Now I heard it's in through your nose and out through your nose.
Okay.
I'm serious.
How about in through your mouth, out through your ears? Okay, anyway.
Try it out.
Okay,
If you're successful, let us know.
I hope this has relaxed you all because it's totally stressed me out.
You should see him. The sweat is beginning to beat down his forehead.
It is.
No.
It kind of is. Anyway, oh my gosh.
Anything relaxing is stressful
Woo!
for Joe.
Okay. We've totally lost it.
Okay.
Okay. But again, email us or whatever and tell us what you want us to.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever.
And as we do every week, we'll tell you someone we think you should recommend the Wine Pair podcast to so we can keep growing our listeners. And this week, we want you to recommend us to anyone who loves a good Gamay or Beaujolais.
Okay. I got a good one.
Oh, shit. Okay. Here we go. Go ahead.
This is jumping ahead, but these are the names of our wines.
Yes.
You can tell somebody a Giuseppe, a Paolo, or a Luigi.
And if you don't have those people in your life, it can be a Joe, a Paul, or a Louis.
Oh,
That's right. Louis or Louis.
Yeah. So there. Just while you were saying it, I was just staring down at 3 names, and I thought that covers some people there, and especially if you take the American versions of the name.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why Carmela brought that up, those are the names of the first names on the bottles of wine.
That's what I said.
Okay, there you go.
There you have it.
So should we talk a little bit about what
Giuseppe, Paolo, and Luigi?
No, not yet.
Okay.
First, we got to talk about what the Dolcetto is.
Okay, do it.
Well, let's learn a little bit about what this wine grape called Dolcetto is. And again, it means little sweet one. Again,
so cute.
Like me. So despite its name, Dolcetto does not make a sweet red wine. So we have to get that out of the way first, okay? Unlike a lot of wines from Italy or Spain or France, the name of the wine is actually also the name of the grape. Now, Dolcetto is a grape that ripens early, has moderate acidity, moderate tannins, and is considered to be bone dry. Look, that's just some wine crap you need to know, okay?
Right. Sweet little one and bone dry.
That's right. So the wine can sometimes be described as tart, but also having a rich and round mouthfeel. And some people consider it soft and fruity, and it makes a very dark wine too. So now, Dolcetto, as I mentioned, is not as well regarded as some of the wines from Nebbiolo grapes from Piedmont like Barolo and Barbaresco, but it is a really popular wine in the area because evidently it's pretty easy to grow and can be made into wines at a much faster rate than Nebbiolo grapes can be. Because a lot of times Nebbiolo grapes like Barolo and Barbaresco,
you gotta wait it out. You gotta be patient.
That's right. So they require a lot of time in the bottle.
For the impatient wine drinkers.
That's right.
Just kidding. I'm really just kidding.
No, it's true. And Barolo and Barbaresco are also super expensive. And so Dolcetto.
So this one's supposed to be more reasonably priced.
More reasonably priced.
So even
for sure.
even in the United States.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, Dolcetto is grown almost exclusively in Piedmont. There might be a few other places that you can find it grown, but you're really going to have a hard time finding it outside of Italy. It can be classified as both a DOC or a DOCG. So the DOCG, these are designations in Italy. The DOCG is the highest designation. And the best Dolcetto wines are said to come from Alba, Asti, and Dogliani. And so if you're looking for good versions of the wine, you may want to look out for those names. And we actually have a wine today from Alba and a wine today from Dogliani.
Nice.
And then the third one is from Langhe, which is more famous for Nebbiolo grapes.
Okay.
And then in one article that we found, and when I say we found it, I mean
I was just going to say,
yeah,
thanks for grouping me into that one.
Well, they say sometimes Dolcetto is considered a secret weapon for sommeliers.
Wow.
Yeah, if they want to cause harm. No.
I know. I'm confused.
Well, so here we go. If you're at an Italian restaurant and you don't really know what kind of wine you want and you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want something that's going to go well with the food, sommelier may recommend.
Suggest it.
Yeah, because it's it's going to be a good wine. You're probably going to like it. I think this is kind of a crowd pleaser wine.
And we'll still get a bottle of wine out of you.
Yeah, exactly. But we're not going to break the bank.
Right.
So the next time, one of the things to get out of this is the next time you're at an Italian restaurant and you're looking at the wine list and you're like to the sommelier, hey, can you help us out? And he says, try it. Or she says, try a Dolcetto. You don't have to look like, I don't know what you're talking about. You can actually say, oh, that sounds good. I know what that is.
Depending on how we feel, though, about these wines.
True.
I mean, maybe you'll be like, it is worth it or it's not.
That's right. You're right.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We're
going to find out. No, we've had it. We've had it. But it's not memorable enough for you to remember.
We've had it, people.
Yeah. So listen to us, but don't believe us. Okay, anyway, again, Dolcetto, you can just pull it off the shelf. It doesn't need aging like a Barolo or Barbaresco, which is a nice thing about it too. And also, it's a wine that you can serve slightly chilled, like a Gamay.
I love a red that you can chill a bit.
Yeah. So for summertime, perfect. Like you want a red wine. It goes well with food. And it's kind of a cooler red wine. Like that's kind of fun. So
Sweet and little.
Yeah. Sweet little chilly one.
Yeah.
Put a little sweater on that little chilly one. Yeah.
Oh my.
So, and we're not talking about like fridge cold. Like it's just slightly chilled. So we put the wines in the fridge. You put them in for like 20 minutes. Just let them cool down a little bit. Get a little bit of that edge off and it'll be perfect. So I am expecting this wine to be a good party wine, a good cookout wine, maybe a good Tuesday night wine, like your good everyday wine. And again, expecting this to be a crowd pleaser. And so on that note, Carmela, I think it's time to learn a little bit more about Giuseppe. What are they? Giuseppe, Paolo, and Luigi.
Our three sons.
That's right. Well, we do have a son named Giuseppe.
Right.
And it just happens to be that today is his birthday.
Yay! Happy birthday, Giuseppe!
But you have to guess which day we actually recorded this on.
True.
Actually know.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, we don't have a Paolo or Luigi, and those names were not even thought about for our third.
No, but I did have an uncle and a brother, Paolo.
No, I know, but no Luigis on either side of our family.
No Luigis. For two Italian families, no Luigis.
No.
Well, I had Luigis on my dad's side.
Okay, and really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
We had some Uncle Louis on my dad's side of the family.
Okay, so my grandfather was Fiore Lewis, actually.
Oh, Louis.
My grandfather.
Not Luigi.
Not Luigi. He was Lewis, yeah.
All right, should we get back to the wines?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So
Wait, what are we doing?
Oh, gosh. Okay, so as usual, all the wines we have chosen for this episode are under $20, and all of them should be at least relatively easy to find because I bought them all at wine.com. And then a few of the producers are very well known, and so I expect that you should be able to find at least a few of these wines at a local wine shop with a good wine selection, a good Italian wine selection, those kinds of things. And regardless, I think you should be able to find a Dolcetto. It's not a super hard wine to find unless they don't carry a lot of Italian wines.
And who are they then, really?
You don't want to go there.
Right.
You just don't want to go there.
I mean, what are they selling?
I don't know. Okay, so the first wine we're going to drink today is Giuseppe. This is the 2021 Giuseppe Cortese Langhe Dolcetto. And so again, as it says in the name, it's from Langhe, which again is known for Nebbiolo grapes. But this is 100% Dolcetto wine. All the wines today are. And it comes from an area called the Trifolera zone, which is named after white truffles. So I don't know, not the chocolate ones. We're talking about the mushrooms that cost a bajillion dollars. And if you go to an Italian restaurant and they say, do you want fresh truffle on your pasta? You better be ready to spend a lot of money.
Right.
Because
and it's definitely a taste preference. Some people
I don't like it.
Right. And I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, don't like it.
I can live without it. Some people absolutely love it.
Love it. And I just don't like it. Like sometimes they do truffle fries. I'm like, why did you put this soap?
You're a little fussy though.
Why'd you put soap on the fries? That's what I want to know. That's what it tastes like to me.
It's not cilantro.
Oh, no. Different kind of soapy kind of taste.
Okay.
Anyway, those are found. So those truffles are found in the same area that this Dolcetto is grown in. Now, the winemaker says the wine is made and stored in stainless steel, so no oak. So it should be fresh. They use pump over maceration for 5 days, which means they extract flavor by pumping the juice over the cap. That's all the crap that floats to the top when they have the juice in a vat when they're fermenting it. Okay. And then they age the wine in stainless steel for 6 months and then bottle it after that. So it's not a long aging wine. And the Cortese family has been making wines for 3 generations. It's a family-owned winery. And from what I can tell, the wine is vegan and organic. They use wild yeast and the grapes are hand-picked. So if you like those kinds of things, this could be a great wine for you.
Go Giuseppe.
That's right. So should we talk about Paolo?
We should.
Okay, so the next wine is called Paolo Scavino Dolcetto d'Alba. Now, Paolo Scavino, Carmela, you've probably heard of. He's a very famous winemaker and winery from Italy, and they're very famous for their Barolos. And your dad, remember, we're going to talk about your dad.
Talk about him.
We're bringing it right back. I think Paolo Scavino is your dad's favorite wine producer. He loves, and I mean loves, Barolos that are made by Paolo Scavino.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I think if we've had a Dolcetto...
You may like this then,
that's what I'm saying. I think if we've had a Dolcetto, I think it's come from Paolo Scavino.
Wow. And we could share that with him maybe this weekend.
Yeah, and maybe he'll go...
Sunday.
And maybe he'll go, Dolcetto?
Yeah, he'll be...
Why wouldn't you do a Barolo?
Right.
And we'll say, because, Dad, We're trying to do reasonably priced wines.
Right.
Don't you get it?
We're trying to expand your wine horizons anyway, Dad.
Exactly, Dad. Let's go. Okay, so they also say they ferment and store their wine in stainless steel for 6 months before bottling. They also say that they use indigenous yeasts. And Scavino say that this wine is an everyday wine that's fresh and vibrant. And we're drinking the 2022 vintage, and it's very well rated. It got a 90 from Wine Spectator and a 92 from our friends at Decanter.
Nice.
So this could be a really good wine.
Yeah, good ratings.
Again, another reason why this might be the secret weapon of a sommelier. It's like, hey, here's an inexpensive Italian wine that I think you're going to like. Okay, the last wine we're going to drink is Luigi.
Nice.
It's Luigi Einaudi Dogliani, and this is the 2020 vintage. So again, this is from the Dogliani area. That's because it says it in the name. And so this wine is the DOCG designation, the very highest rating you can get, or quality rating you can get in Italy.
Nice.
That's as good as it gets in Italy.
Good job, Luigi.
Now,
Gold star.
That's right. Good job, Luigi. So this wine comes from a very specific vineyard in Dogliani called San Giacomo. And that's
Or Jack.
Yes, and that's important if you're into single vineyard wines. We did an episode on a mini-sode actually on single vineyard wines. Remember, the big deal about single vineyard wines and why some people really like them and want to pay more for them is because you know exactly where the grapes are from, you know exactly who's making them and all that kind of stuff. And so sometimes people really like the single vineyard wines. When your dad talks about Barolos and Paolo Scavino, he knows the specific vineyard. Like that's a big deal to him.
Okay.
The wine is also fermented and aged in stainless steel. And so all of them are fermented and aged in stainless steel. So it doesn't look like any of them have been oaked. And it gets just a little bit longer than the other two in terms of aging. They say 8 to 12 months in the stainless steel vats before being bottled.
Okay.
Now, the winemaker is named Giuseppe Caviola, but he goes by Beppe. Beppe is the short version of Giuseppe.
Yeah.
I had my Italian teacher in college called me Beppe.
Right.
Which I really liked.
And your
his
name's
name was
not even Giuseppe.
No, and his name, he went by Beppe as well.
Right.
But that's like Joey. It's like saying Joey. Now, he was named Winemaker of the Year in 2002. I'm not sure by who, but somebody named him that.
My goodness.
Yeah, and he's a winemaker.
I'm going to call you the Winemaker of the Year.
You could call me that.
Just because.
The Podcaster of the Year. And he is a winemaker or a consultant at a ton of Italian wineries.
Oh.
Like a whole bunch.
Okay.
The winery itself covers the Dogliani region, but also the Canubi region, which is also famous for Barolo. The winery is run by the granddaughter and great-grandson of Luigi Einaudi, who was actually the president of Italy. I'm not joking.
No way.
Luigi was the president of Italy from 1948.
What does Luigi not do?
Well, he doesn't live anymore.
Oh.
But he was the president of Italy, I know, from 1948 to 1955. And this wine has also gotten good ratings and accolades. It got a 90 rating from Wine Spectator. So again, if this is a good wine, it should be a good deal. Again, no oak on these, should be right up our alley. But I think that's enough information. So let's get to drinking. And we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, we are back and we are ready to try our first wine. This is Giuseppe Cortese Dolcetto. Ironically, we just took a longer break than usual. You guys don't know about this, but because we got a call from Giuseppe, our son.
Right. Okay. Yeah. What?
I don't know. I thought you were going to say something.
Oh.
Right. So
I could go on and on, but you don't want to hear all that.
No,
that's not what you're here for.
No, it's not. You're here for this wine. So this wine is from Piedmont, Italy, as they all are. It's a 2021, $15.99 at wine.com, 12.5% alcohol, 100% Dolcetto. And Carmela, what are you smelling?
Okay. So first off, it's a little hot to me. I know it's only 12.5% alcohol, but it feels there's a little bit of a bite to the smell, if that makes any sense. I don't know.
Earthy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that was my other thing, is that there's a little bit of earth or vegetable, mushroom.
Especially when you swirl it. Mm-hmm. Truffle? No.
I don't know, but yeah, I would say all of those things.
Earth.
Yeah, earth for sure. Now, I was also going to say maybe, hold on.
If you don't swirl it, it's cherry. Like there's a bright, like kind of a bright cherry.
Isn't that interesting? It's quite different when you swirl it.
Mm-hmm. It does have a little bit of like that hotness, but I'm getting it more coming across as almost a perfumey, kind of a potpourri, kind of perfumey smell.
Mm-hmm. Or even like some herbs, like flowery herbs, though. Like when certain herbs go to flower. You know?
Maybe a little bit like, I don't know what flower, like a lilac-y kind of flower, maybe.
Ooh, nice though. I mean, interesting that it's so different with the swirl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a
that
thing.
happens
but
a lot of times.
That's a real thing. But this,
do that at home. Don't do that while you're driving, but do that at home, our friends, and see the difference in the smell. Sometimes with
you shouldn't
wines,
be drinking and driving anyway.
No,
you should not be. We don't condone that.
That wasn't what I was saying. What I was saying is swirl.
But not
wine.
when you're driving.
No, I said not when you're driving. I said specifically not when you're driving.
But when you're driving, you can drink? Okay.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Listen to the smell. Listen to the smell when you swirl it and when you don't swirl wine. Sometimes you'll notice a big difference.
And the last time I saw the smell, it was really different. That ruined it.
I've lost
that
it.
Didn't
I've
work.
lost it. Okay, let's try it.
Okay.
It's pretty tart. I'm going to say right off the bat.
And they said it would be.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like it. It's like a tart cherry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tart cherry. Almost like it's a very red, underripe tart cherry.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost getting a little bit of like, not starburst, but like candy, like a mamba. You know, like I don't know if they have like cherry or strawberry, those mamba candies or starbursty kind of candies, or now and later. It's sweet.
Strawberry.
A little strawberry,
like
too,
a little
I think.
sour, a little tartness along with it, though.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that like in a now and later. Did you say now and later?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's crunchy red fruit.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a ton of depth, but it's nice tasting. It's kind of pleasant. It's got a little bitterness on the end. It's got a little bite and a little that bite you were smelling. Mm-hmm. It comes through on the end, like almost a little stone or dirt or clay or something on the end. But it's not a very tannic wine.
No, but it doesn't clean off your tongue though either. I wouldn't say.
No, but it's not like not that like where you get the tannins and you can like chew on them.
No. Interesting.
What food would you pair with Giuseppe?
Well, I do think this is a good summer cookout wine. I know we've been doing a bunch of those recently, but I think this is kind of, and I like the fact that it wasn't, like I like that there was a little chill on it.
Yeah, I think it's good chilled.
Yeah.
I think you need to put a little chill on it.
So I could see like charred vegetables, sausage, something off of the grill. And even like a steak would be nice with it, you know?
Yeah, I was thinking actually, from my taste, I was thinking like sandwiches. Like it feels like a good kind of sandwichy kind of wine, like a picnic. Like I'm going to have a little sandwich.
Okay, a little panini.
And a little potato chips.
A little panini al fresco on your little date.
Yeah.
With me.
Maybe my sweet little one.
Oh.
You were waiting for that, weren't you? You're wondering why I didn't call you that.
Wow, what you just did. Thanks, honey. But yeah, that is a pretty little picture.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks.
Panini, what would you have on your panini?
Oh, I would just put a little bit of mozzarella and a little bit of prosciutto and some olive oil, like
pomodoro?
Or maybe a little pesto. Yeah, a little
pesto, like balsamic too?
Maybe. No, I'd probably just put pesto on it.
Yeah.
It'd be delish. Oof. Okay, so we're going to rate this wine. As a reminder, on our rating scale, we rate on a scale of 1 to 10, where 7 and above means that we would buy it, and 4 or below means that we're going to probably pour it down the sink, and a 5 or 6 means we'll drink it and we'll finish it, but we're probably not going to buy it. And so what rating would you give this wine, Carmela?
So I'm going to give it a 6. I just wanted, but again, after trying the next one or two, I may change that. It's really verging on a 7, but I'm going to give it a 6.
Yeah, I'm a 6 too. And the reason, here's my thinking right now is I don't know that I would buy it. I would gladly drink it. Like you serve it to me, no problem. I'm going to drink it.
I'll drink it.
Yeah. But I don't know that I would go out of my way to buy it. And I'm not in any way saying it's a bad wine. It's just like, if I'm going to spend my money, I might spend it on something else.
Right.
That's the way I'm thinking.
Okay.
So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with Paolo.
Oh.
We're going to say goodbye, Giuseppe.
Hello.
Paolo. Ciao, Paolo. Okay, we are back. Carmela's pouring her wine, and we're here with Paolo. This is Paolo Scavino Dolcetto d'Alba, so it's from Alba. And again, Paolo Scavino is the big dog winemaker that your dad really likes, who makes awesome Barolos and stuff. Also from Piedmont. 2022 is this vintage, $16.99 at wine.com, 13% alcohol, 100% Dolcetto, and this is the one Wine Spectator gave a 90 and Decanter gave a 92. But Carmela, what are you smelling on this one?
Okay, so I'm getting some red licorice.
Yeah, this is a better smelling wine.
It doesn't have that. Even when you swirl it, you're not getting the earthy, it's not a bad thing.
A little bit. I'm getting a little bit, like a little bit of leather almost.
Okay. The leather I can definitely get too. Something.
But it's fruity.
Yeah.
Yeah, red licorice is a good one.
Yeah.
Like it's cherry. I'm getting that sweet cherry kind of smell again, almost.
Yeah, like the Australian licorice, that really good chewy licorice.
And actually a little bit of Twizzler. I'm actually getting a little Twizzler on it too. Like it's a red cherry, like a sweet red cherry candy almost smell to it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is going to be an odd one, but I almost am getting some sort of like chalk on it.
Okay.
I don't know why.
There is something earthy and chalky in the smell.
Yeah.
A little
not
clay.
Maybe it's clay. It's not a bad.
I'm totally getting, now that you're saying that, I'm smelling like stone, like almost like, in the summer when you're in a warm, like a deserty kind of area and there's that kind of dust in the air and there's that kind of smell. You kind of go over
a gravelly road and you get out of your car and but like it is.
Some of that smell in it.
I don't know what, but it does feel like you're near like something fragrant too that's kind of mixing with
like
it.
Me.
Ooh, kind of something ripe in the heat of the.
On that note,
I almost said the heat of the summer, which could be the case too for you.
I'm gonna start drinking it.
Okay,
this is interesting. When I started putting it,
it's different.
It's cherry, and it's very cherry.
Yeah, and not as tart.
No, and actually I had this really interesting sensation when I started. Like I brought it to my lips and I was smelling it and tasting it. Cough syrup.
Okay.
Or a cherry Luden. The cherry Luden
that are supposed
cough
to be cough drops, but
they're
taste
candy.
So good. Mm-hmm.
It's got a little cough syrupy taste to it.
Yeah.
I will say.
And that could be where I'm getting, I don't know why, like there's something about, like even cough syrup does have a little, not chalk, but there's something medicinal about it. But maybe that's what I'm getting.
It's so chewy, red candy tasting. It is a Luden. It's super cherry tasting to me.
And it's very pretty.
Like when they say Gamay, like it's definitely got kind of a Gamay kind of Beaujolais kind of taste to it.
What would you eat with this?
Well, this one to me is actually a little bit trickier. I think it would be a really good summer cookout wine. It'd probably be a little bit though, like before dinner. Like I might have this more with like charcuterie board or kind of something like that. If I'm going to have, this would be a good sandwich wine. I'm thinking Thanksgiving, like the Gamay, it's in my head now. I'm thinking more like a Thanksgiving-y kind of wine, but like chicken dishes or poultry dishes. I don't know. I mean, I could do like a teriyaki chicken. I think would be really nice with this.
Yeah, that would be good.
But I'm thinking like a turkey sandwich would be real nice.
Yeah, it would be. Would like a day after Thanksgiving. It would be a really nice Thanksgiving wine, but you know what? I could definitely see this even with like a focaccia, like a nice thick bready, something bready with this too would be really nice. Or like a deep dish pizza. I don't know, something that has, layers of
focaccia.
A focaccia.
You're thinking the focaccia.
Yeah, I think it would be nice.
Like that pizza that we had in Portland that was kind of focaccia. It was from a place called Ranch.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Thick slices focaccia was good. It was good. Portland, Oregon.
That's
right. Oregon.
Yeah,
we say Oregon. By the way, if you say Oregon, don't go to Oregon and say Oregon because they say Oregon. That's right.
Yeah. But it's nice. I'm enjoying it. I'm liking it. I believe better than the first one.
I agree. It's different. I like it. What rating are you going to give this wine?
Okay, so I'm going to give it a 7. I'm still not totally convinced that it's a 7.
I'm on the fence. I'm totally with you. I'm totally on the fence. Like, I like it. I would definitely drink it. Again, if somebody served this, I would be super happy to drink it. I don't know if I would necessarily buy it, but I am going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7 because it's enjoyable. It's a little bit different. And I do enjoy, I am kind of like this cherry Pinot Noir kind of lover.
Right.
And so it's giving me a little bit of vibes of that, but it's super sweet. And it's, and the cough syrupy kind of taste is throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah. And it does have that little bit of like medicinal.
Yes.
Like it, I don't know, not maybe a little artificial. Maybe that's where the licorice is coming from.
Yeah,
too,
a little bit.
But tasty.
Yeah, it's good.
Nonetheless,
so we both give it a 7, but like a halting 7.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So we're going to say goodbye now to Paolo, and we're going to say ciao, Luigi, in just a second. Okay, we're back, and you can hear Carmela pouring.
Wow, I'm a little behind the 8 ball.
You are. This is Luigi Einaudi Dogliani from Piedmont, Italy, as they all are. This is a 2020, so a little older. $17.99 at wine.com, 13% alcohol again, 100% Dolcetto, and Wine Spectator also gave this one a 90. But what are you smelling on this wine, Carmelita Dolcetto?
Wow. Okay, so it's a little
Similar.
off-putting.
Really?
No, I don't. I don't know.
It's got a little bit more of the earthy smell that first one had.
And a little bit of like matchstick, a little bit of match on it. Not smoke, but like some kind of like a fresh matchstick to me. Maybe a little bit of even like that tar smell.
I think it
kind
smells
of like new road.
Yeah, I think it smells very similar to the first one, to be honest.
Okay, so more earthy vegetable.
A lot of earthy. I get I get fruit on the front of it. It's cherry. I mean, I can smell the cherry in there, but it's more hidden behind like kind of the earthy clay kind of smells that were in the Giuseppe.
Okay.
But like vegetal, clay,
not
stone,
as much fruit
smoke.
on this one.
No, not
the
at all.
one in the middle just clearly
very fruity.
had a fruity smell.
Very fruity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to try it. Okay. Because I'm telling you, we're on our third wine. We haven't done this for a while. We have been switching now to two
on
wines.
Our lips.
I mean, this is work. This is work. This is work.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Wow. I mean, who signed me up for this anyway?
No, I didn't. You did.
I signed us up?
Yes, you.
No,
honey, you're like a champing. It's not chomping. It's champing at the bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I used to be an English teacher. The term is champing at the bit.
Okay, let's not
you are champing at the bit. Like, when are we doing the podcast?
Is it sherbet or sherbet? People, you need to go back and listen to that episode. I don't even know which one it was.
I don't either.
But yeah, champing. Apparently it's champing at the bit.
Not chomping.
Not chomping. And it's sherbet, not sherbet. And
right.
it's chest of drawers, not Chester drawers.
But drink your wine.
Okay. I mean, there's so many of them.
Mm-hmm. So, drink your wine.
Wow.
This one
you're pressure.
Well, it's going. The clock is ticking. Anyway, this one is medicinal. It's got another. This is even more cough syrupy tasting.
It's the cough syrup. It's like the unsweetened cough syrup.
Like when they say
like your parents are like, no, we don't want you to have the sweetened cough syrup, so they buy the unsweetened, and you're like,
no, they don't even do that anymore. This is more like in the like 70s when we were kids, and they're like, oh, get the cherry flavored, but it tasted like.
I mean, this does have a medicine taste.
Yeah, I'm not actually digging it that much. Like, I know this is supposed to be like the DOCG and the fancy and the whole thing, but Luigi's the most expensive.
Oh.
I'm just not loving this one.
Yeah,
it's really medicine-y.
Medicine-y.
Band-Aid. I feel like I'm getting a little Band-Aid.
Oh my God, it is a little plastic tasting.
It is plastic tasting.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's like cherry.
Like an old type of Band-Aid.
You know what it's like? It's like a really old Twizzler. Like it's stuck to the inside of the.
I don't like those to begin with.
You do too.
Well, I like the pull apart ones.
Yeah, no, I'm saying this is those really waxy ones, but it's an old one. Like, and it's not quite cherry flavored. It was like, cherry and Band-Aid flavor.
Oh my God.
It's not that great. Like, I'm kind of disappointed by this one.
Yeah, too bad. I
had high hopes.
After I know it is. Okay, so
I keep drinking it though.
I know. Wow. No, I think that the second one now is really outweighing all the rest.
It's got on the aftertaste. It is medicine. It's like.
Would you drink it? Would you finish it at a party? Like the other ones, you were like, I'll drink it if somebody else buys it or gives it to me. No,
I'm kind of on the verge of like, I know we're not rating it yet, but I'm kind of on the verge of like, is it a 5 or is it a 4? Like, I'm not sure.
Because I'm not sure. It? Would you would you prefer food with it or like?
I think it would actually do well with food. I mean, I think it would be better with food. Like a tire, like a burnt tire. Oof. No, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think you'd need like a real, here's what you'd need. This is what you need. Andouja sausage, like a really spicy sausage. That's what I would want with it.
Pork sausage?
Yeah.
Okay. With a lot of juice. Like a
lot of
juice. No, like a lot of... Yeah.
I'd want a hot Italian Calabrian sausage. That's what I would want.
Okay. Yeah.
Or really hot. I want something really hot so I kind of don't have to taste it that much, but the coolness of the wine might balance it out. It might actually be really good with something really hot.
So let me ask you this. Okay, no, we're gonna rate. We're gonna
that
rate
was
it.
that was a very Carmela line right there. Let me ask you this.
Okay, so I mean, this is for later, but what
By
I
the
want you to
way,
think
I don't
about
know if
is
you know that, but that is okay.
they don't probably know that.
No, but now you do.
don't give me an opportunity to really say that.
Are you? Can you just finish?
Okay,
your
so let me
sentence?
ask you this. This is a question for later, but think about it. Who are you bringing to dinner on Sunday? Giuseppe, Paolo, and Luigi. But don't have to say it yet. Because that goes
all right.
at the
Well,
end.
we'll go. That's what you're finishing tonight. Yeah. Okay. So that's how we're going to do it.
Yeah, but that's how, like, who you're bringing to dinner on
Okay. Well,
Sunday.
I've got to rate this sucker first.
Okay. So I'm gonna give it a 5 because I think I would finish it. Okay.
We are suckers, and we're totally too aligned on this. I was going to give it a very, very, very generous 5.
Generous or conservative?
No, generous 5. Like I'm on the verge of a 4.
Oh, I would think a generous would be like you're on the verge of a 6.
No, I'm saying a 5 is generous.
Oh, a 5 is. I get it.
Yeah,
okay.
5 is a generous score.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So, which of these are you finishing tonight, going out to dinner with, or having over for a
who you
Netflix and chill? Netflix
Paolo,
and chill.
Giuseppe, and Luigi.
Okay, so if we're talking about my children, it's Giuseppe. But if real people,
For sure.
it's Giuseppe. But tonight, I'm all about Paolo.
Oh, I love how you said Paolo instead of Paolo.
Well, it's Paolo. Come on.
Oh,
what about you?
You pronounce everything else with a little
Pronounce. You say, what are you going to do?
Oh, Paolo for sure.
Okay. Whoa, now it's just all about Paolo. Okay, whatever.
We're going to have to have a what do you call it? A tug of war over
Paolo. Yeah.
Paolo.
Anyway, overall about Dolcetto, this is what I would say.
What was that?
I don't know. If I were to do a Piemonte wine and I don't want to spend a lot of money, I would do a Nebbiolo over a Dolcetto any day if I'm talking about a red wine.
Sweet thing.
I didn't like it that much. I mean, overall, it's fine. It's fine. It's, this was an adventure. I'm glad we did it. And here's the other thing.
I'm not mad about it.
No. And if you were in Italy, I can 100% guarantee you, if you were in Italy and eating food, you'd be like, this is the greatest goddamn wine in the world. Because it's just different when you're in country and you're eating the food and drinking the wine in the place in situ. But for where I am right now, in a cold day in the basement in Seattle, no.
Okay, that's true. Things have to really wow us considering our situation here.
Our sitch.
Our environment.
Our sitch.
But I do have to say, too, you might be happy with this when you look at the price tags between certain wines in Piedmont.
But Nebbiolo, you can get a regular old Nebbiolo for about the same price.
Okay, then go with the Nebbiolo.
That's what I would do. Okay, let's do the taste profiles expected from Dolcetto wine. Wine Folly says plum, blackberry, cocoa, black pepper, violet. Wine Enthusiast says blackberry, plum, spice, licorice, almond. And Food and Wine says brambly berries and cherry. I think brambly is a good one.
Brambly is good. Funny thing is, like, we've tasted lots of wines that have those notes, but none of that was really. I was really kind of grasping for things.
I agree
on these. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay. So Giuseppe Cortese, the winery, says notes of juicy black cherries, black currants, and violets. We said flowers for sure. Good Pear Day says with no oak treatment, this wine is popping with blueberry, cranberry, and electric violets. Interesting. So definitely we were getting flower. What did we say? I didn't say violets. You said something else.
We have flower in here. I don't know. You said lilacs.
Lilacs. That's what I said. Okay, but a lot of cherry. They said black cherry.
Not the herby vegetable.
No.
None of that.
No. Paolo Scavino, the winery, says purple color, fresh and delicate aromas of cherry, blueberry, spices, and flowers.
Okay.
Good tannins and harmonious acidity. I don't think they had a lot of tannins. Wine Spectator, an elegant style, features violet, blackberry, blackcurrant, and mineral flavors. So we were getting the mineral.
Yes, for sure.
And Decanter said...
Nothing about cough syrup?
No, but that was more the last one.
I know, but I'm laughing like that's not usually what they're going for.
Yeah, no, not usually. You're not like, when you're a winemaker, you're not like, how do I make this taste like cough syrup?
Yeah.
Decanter says candied nose of red fruits. We were totally getting that. Restrained mineral. We got that. Fresh precision of aromas, clean and pure, good intensity. I actually agree with that. I think Decanter has a good grasp on this one. And then Luigi, the winery, says ruby red color, tends toward violet. A lot of violet in here with a rich fruity bouquet, a rich intense aroma of undergrowth for sure. Tannic, final almond note. That's interesting. Maybe like a raw almond, but it's more cough syrupy.
Yeah.
Wine Spectator says a ripe and fruity red featuring black cherry, blackberry, violet, and earth notes.
Interesting.
Velvet in texture. A lot of violets.
Yeah.
I guess I need to know more about violets. I don't think I smell a lot of violets.
No.
And then they said a lingering aftertaste of dark fruit and spice. I don't think I was getting a lot of spice.
Luigi, buddy.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we think. That's us. That's us in a nutshell. Right. There you go. Okay. So, Carmela, it's time for us to go. But before we do, we want to thank you very much for listening to us. And if you haven't done so yet, now is a great time to subscribe or to follow us. And now's also a great time to leave us a nice rating and review. And we'd love to hear from you. We really would love to hear from you. So send us an email. Call us up. Send us an email at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com. You can send us a text and a link on our episodes. If you go into your podcast player, you can send us a text. You can also go to our website, thewinepairpodcast.com, and sign up for our newsletter and get lots of recipes and fun stuff. But you can also contact us through our website. But tell us, we want to make content that you care about. So contact us and let us know what you think. Harry, here's the thing. We did 3 wines. We haven't done 3 wines for a while. We've been switching more to 2 wines. Do you like the 3 wines better or the 2 wines better? Let us know. We want to hear from you, and let us know what you prefer us to do. If you want us to spend more money, spend more of our own money buying more wines, or if you want us to save some money, just let us know.
Right.
And you can follow us on Instagram. But save. No. Carmela's like, please tell this guy not to spend any more money on wine, especially. But with that, we're going to sign off. We want to thank you again, and we'll see you next time. And as we say, life is short, so stop drinking shitty wine. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
And the happy ending.